Hey there, tubers. It's Sunday, so I'm out here. We're gonna get some work done. I'm gonna try to get done everything I wanted to get done yesterday, but it was too fucking cold out. So that includes possibly getting the gas pedal hooked up on this. Get all this wiring into a bundle behind the battery. I know it looks intimidating, but just these three wires really. It just goes to this mess here, which is the stereo harness. So, and then a bit of a mess right here, but I know what everything does. I got the fuse out still. I'm going to pop this ignition out. I'm going to drill it for the new switch and the kill switch. And I don't think I'm going to get the cigarette lighter done yet. No rush on that. And I'd like to get the hood on, but I'm debating on that because I'd like to put a set of plugs in this. And it's going to be impossible to put plugs in this with the hood on. So, we'll see. We will see. And then I'm also debating on how I'm going to hook up the gas pedal. If you look, that's right where the stock throttle, or not stock, tractor's throttle is going in. And if you remember correctly, I need a return spring. So if this pulls on here, and I don't even know if I'll be able to get my cable in behind there, hopefully I can wiggle it through. I'll probably have to put my return spring up here and hook it up somewhere. That's the only thing. Maybe hook it up here, hoping. I have to wait and see. Have to figure out how to do that. Let's check out my muffler sealing on here. It looks ugly, but it works. So that's what I'm working on right now. Hopefully I can still hook up my gas pedal. Nice. And in here, I gotta pull the Honda out and turn that generator sideways. So hope if it will fit. Looking at it, it should just fit if I wiggle it in there just the right way, or else I'll have to put that in storage where the other one is. Hopefully it will fit, because then I can back the Honda right underneath there almost halfway, and then I free up quite a bit of floor space. Because then main work on the Honda's on the front, so I do got to do a little bit on the back. I got to adjust the clutch, but that can wait. There's no real rush on that. And I get rid of this mower handle, which I hate. Gets in my way and always bounces back up to that position. So it's going to go bye-bye soon, because this thing will never cut again, as taking off everything else for it as well. So okay, ignition's in, kill switch is in, and oil pressure gauge is hooked up. Let's see if we got oil pressure. And she's cold, so. Topped out right around 60 pounds of oil pressure. She is cold, so it's pretty good. So my oil pressure idea worked just like it did on the Honda. Sweet. So now I got the wiring for the hood. I got to run the wires up to the hood when I'm ready to put the hood on, and I got to run the oil pressure line up to the hood as well. Obviously keep it away from the spark plugs, again, mainly the exhaust. So you don't want to melt this. If you melt this, you lose your oil. So sweet, it does work, and then it slowly drops back down. If you remember when I tried this on the one opposed twin, the gauge was just jumped way up real high. But then before the head bolts broke, I was going to try it on the other location on there, but I never got the chance to try it. But it works. I'm wondering now, since I've done it on this one, if that one there actually has oil pressure sender on it. I'd actually do it on this engine. It's pressure lube. Drop the screwdriver. But I don't see, unless I can tap into one of these locations up here, or here. Looks like I probably could tap one of these and get some oil pressure off this one as well. Sweet. It's just one other way of monitoring the engine, because if you lose your oil pressure, you gotta shut off your engine. So it works really good. The oil pressure went right down to zip, and this thing is really cold, so that's why it was running like a bag and it went up really slow. So it's basically, if I was to drive this, I'd have to let it warm up for about 5-10 minutes. Because it got down to -10 last night, and I'm surprised this battery even held a charge. And the battery's frozen, but it's actually still holding a charge. So, okay, gas pedal is done. Actually, it was a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. Let me show you my setup. Obviously, my cable comes in right here, and it goes to the farthest most hole in the throttle plate here. You may be wondering, why do I have it going to the back? I'm going to show you. Up here is my return spring. It's going up to the uppermost hole. That's why it has to go to the back. So this will, whenever it pulls, this goes back, and it allows it to pull back up. And it's just mounted right here. Let me show you. And got the spring attached just right above the valve cover right there. If I had a smaller spring, I'd actually go to the valve cover. But since it's a little bit longer spring, a little bit more tension, which is a little bit better, it's just going up to there. I had to cut my cable down a little bit. It's really starting to get frayed on the end, because this is the 4th engine I think this setup's been on. So let me fire it up for you, and I'll show you how it works. It is cold, mind you. And I also got my pod mounted on my hood, as you can see. It actually fit perfectly between this front lip and right where the back vents are. And yeah, that actually works really, really good. The few times I've actually had the hood on, this engine's so much smaller than the Opposed. It's crazy how much smaller these engines are. I'm going to try to find a good clip and try to get a good picture of the old Opposed, and then I'll put a picture in of this and just show you the difference between the two. I bet you this engine probably would have fit in the Craftsman. If I would have still had the Craftsman, I bet this engine may have fit in that. It's hard to say though. I'm not 100% sure though. But it's looking good. It's running really good. It's really cold out here. It's getting colder. Sun's behind the tree up there. You can just see a little bit of a raise right there. But yeah, it's getting there. I'm hoping I can still get the hood on. I don't think I'm going to get to doing any of this today. I'd rather get this done first and get this done and over with, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And since the snow is coming, I want the hood to protect this engine, so stay tuned. Hey tubers, Redneck Brian here. Okay, Racer is pretty much done, other than obviously the body work, but the mechanical aspect is practically done. So you can see the hood's on. Hood's bolted on with 4 of the 6 bolts, and it does run. But if you didn't notice, my muffler is sitting on my I guess you can call it my rocker panel. Yeah, muffler fell off yet again. So I was actually going for a run, and it got louder. And sure enough, I pulled up, touched the muffler with my foot a little wee bit, and it fell right off. So I might end up waiting till I can get 2 individual little mufflers and stick them on there and get them welded. Or what I'm going to do is, let me think here. Lost my train of thought. What I'm going to do is just stick that one back up there with a strap around it. So. And the hood is removable still, obviously, but
will take a bit of work to get the hood off now. So if I do want to get the mufflers off, it's going to take a bit of work to get this hood off, because you got to take the pod off, which stupid pod cracked. But both gauges are still working. You got to disconnect that, and then you got to pull back the wires, cut the zip ties, and just basically set the wiring harness on the engine for up here. So it's not that hard, but it's hard enough. But I'll get it done eventually. No big rush. It's just getting so cold out here. I can fire it up for you. Just let it run for a second. It is pretty loud. So you can see, voltage gauge is working. Under here, the voltage gauge wire is the red wire, right here. The black wire is the common ground for everything, and then the white wire is the wire coming up from the lights. So it should start right up. It's just running. So you can see there's not as much oil pressure. I think one of two reasons: the length of the line, or the because it's so cold out here. Because it is below zero out here. So turn that off so I don't run down my battery. So either or is an issue, or not really an issue. It's the reason why I have a little bit low oil pressure, but still, it was up to about 35 pounds, which is, I imagine for a motor like this, is okay, because it's just a 2-cylinder engine. I should actually check the Honda and see what oil pressure it has. Actually, let's go in there and do that right now. As you can see, the fan's back on the Honda, because the fan needs to be on to have it start. So plug in each plug. This was running earlier, but I never checked the oil pressure, so that's also why the fan's back on it. Right around 50. So it was sitting right at 50 pounds. So whenever it starts up. But again, this is a different style engine as well, so I'm not 100% sure what motor like this is even supposed to run at. If anybody knows, please let me know. So, but it does get up to 50. It gets right around between 45 and 50 pounds of pressure, which I imagine is perfectly fine for this engine, like I said. So that's pretty much it. And only other thing I'm working on is that piece there. It's still drying in the house with the epoxy on it. What I ended up doing is drilling 4 holes. One here, be here, and this existing one here, and then the front and back ones as well, just to help hold it on there a little bit better, and hopefully it won't crack again. That's what the problem I had with it before. Also, I think again the cold does not help. So the cold weather, that really does not help with any of this stuff. So this thing's done until I can figure out an idea for the muffler, or sorry, parked until I can figure out an idea for the muffler. And that's pretty much it. So I'll talk to everyone later. Please keep it redneck, and please subscribe and comment.